Hey, what's up everyone? This is Snackbox. Hope you all are having an amazing day. Guys, in today's video, I want to go a little bit more in depth in terms of trial weeks. I'm going to explain exactly how the rewards are rotating in terms of the mythical mats and the basalts as well. And then we're going to talk about the affinity rotation and also what you should prioritize, damage, mythical material, or the basalts. So let's get right into it. So when we talk about trial weeks in Chimera, we have 3 different weeks. So for one, we have the left week, which is trial number 1. Then we have the middle week, trial number 2, and the right week, trial number 3. Now, what are we referring to when we say this? Basically, where the mythical mats are at. So right now, we have a middle week. That means across all forms, all the mythical mats will be in the middle trial tree, which is trial number 2. And that's why we call it middle week, okay? And what that means is that we have 3 different types of weeks, like I already said, in terms of mythical mats, the left, the middle, and the right week, okay? So every week, those rewards will shift one to the left. So basically, all these rewards here in the middle trial will move to the left trial, okay? So next week, we will have a left week, okay? And all the mythical mats will be in here. And then in 2 weeks, the mythical mats will shift again, one to the left, and move to trial number 3. That's basically how this works, okay? The only thing that is different from each week, like we have 9 different rotations in terms of basalts, because, for example, right now, the 4-star basalt is here on the line form on trial number 3, right? In 3 weeks, when we have a middle week again, the 4-star basalt will move to this ramp form trial here, okay? So we have 3 different middle weeks in terms of basalts, if that makes sense. And that counts for every single week. So the left week got 3 different basalt trials, and also the right week got 3 different basalt trials, okay? So in order to get all mythical mats, you need a total amount of 3 teams. But in order to get all the basalts and the mats, you have to get a lot more teams going, also depending on the affinity, all right, which is the next point. So on the HH Gaming website, you can find the stages tool, which shows all the different affinity rotations. Shout out to the HH Gaming crew. You know, you guys make our life a lot easier. And yeah, here you can see rotation number 1 is void affinity on the ultimate form, and then on the trial forms you have the force affinity, okay? And we have 4 different affinity rotations, okay? And on each rotation the affinity will be different. On rotation number 2, it will be force on the ultimate form and magic on the trial forms. On rotation number 3, it will be magic on the ultimate form and spirit on the trial forms, and then spirit on the ultimate form on rotation number 4 and void on the trial forms, okay? So as you can see, depending on the affinities, your teams will perform better or worse. Heavily affected are nukers, for example, on the trial forms, or champions that need to place debuffs and that can weak hit suddenly. So that is another factor that you have to consider when building teams. But sometimes it's even better to bring weak affinity champions, especially on the ram form when you're trying to complete a stun trial, for example, okay? Then you don't want to get weak hit on your champions, so you at least want to be neutral or have a weak affinity. Right now, we have rotation number 4, which is void affinity on the trial forms, and that's absolutely amazing because that means you can bring any affinity. It doesn't matter, okay? You won't weak hit, you won't get weak hit, so you can bring pretty much any affinity, and this is one of my favorite rotations. Now, how long will we have this rotation? This is now, I think, the 4th week, so one rotation is always lasting for 4 weeks, and after that the affinity changes. So basically 16 weeks is what it takes to do a full rotation. Now, what should you prioritize in terms of trial rewards? In general, the mythical mats are the most valuable thing out of the trials, okay? And after that comes the 4-star basalt. And the reason why the mythical mats are worth more than the 4-star basalt is because you can't use the 4-star basalt if you don't have good relics, right? It does make sense. So in the worst case scenario, if you get 100 mythical mats, you will get a 3-star basalt, all right? That's the worst case scenario that can happen. But also, the more mythical mats you get, the more chances you will get at mythical relics. Now, this heavily depends on RNG. I saw a lot of people crafting like 40 mythical crafts and get like 1 or 2 mythical relics. But for me, for example, the amount of mythical relics that I got equals the 20% chance that we have on a full mythical craft. Now, in my opinion, and I think a lot of players actually agree, that you shouldn't really focus on damage too much. You should focus on trials first, then damage, because the clash rewards are really not that great. Obviously, it's like one of the few places where we can get random shaped gemstones, but most of the time you end up getting rare gemstones here from this clash, and it's just not worth the effort, okay? So what a lot of people do is run Ultra Nightmare twice, so that allows you pretty much to get 2 key damage, okay? Complete as many trials as they can. So the ultimate goal is to get 25 mats, a 4-star basalt and a 3-star basalt, but if you can just get the 25 mats, that's good enough. That means if you run Ultra Nightmare twice, you will get 50 mats per week. That's 1 mythical craft in 2 weeks. Pretty amazing if you ask me. Now, the next best thing after 25 mats, a 4-star basalt and a 3-star basalt, would be a 25 mats plus a 4-star basalt. Then 25 mats plus a 3-star basalt. Then after that, maybe 19 mats, 4-star basalt and a 3-star basalt. If you can't do that, then you go for 19 mats and a 4-star basalt and so on, okay? In general, anything is better than 0 mythical mats from Chimera. Now, on the RSL leaderboards Discord, you can actually see a lot of trial teams. If you scroll down to the Chimera tab right here, you can see this channel right here for 25 mats teams, and here you can already see there are different tags. So for example, we have the middle week right now, so if you click on it, you will see all the people that posted their middle week teams here on the RSL leaderboard Discord. And as you can see, there are a lot of teams. Some of them might be the same ones, but you know, you will have a huge variety of teams, and you will also find a lot of my teams that I was posting here on the leaderboards Discord. And here you can probably get some inspiration, ideas on how to build your teams. And there are also very accessible comps like this one right here from Imba Ghost. I mean, you have like, you know, free-to-play champions, basically Lamasu, Lydia, Mikage. But in general, this team will get you 25 mats every week when there's a middle week. Pretty amazing if you ask me. If you need some inspiration or help, you can definitely hop on this Discord and take a look at all these trial teams. But it is not a Discord for discussing, you know, champion builds and guides. You can definitely message those people or, you know, comment under these screenshots and ask for their builds, and maybe they will share them with you. But this is more about, you know, showing their personal bests and their personal records, okay? But yeah, guys, that's been pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to give you a quick explanation of how these rotations work, how these trials are moving around, the mythical mats, what you need to focus on, and so on. I think this could be very interesting for a lot of you guys that are trying to complete trials and build trial teams. And also, you can get a lot of inspiration here on this Discord. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, please hit the like button. It really goes a long way. Also, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more raid content. The YouTube algorithms going to suggest you a video that you might like right here, and see you in the next one.